Hey guys, it's Emma's Pretty Gems here, your host for tonight's podcast, and we're going to get right into it because this episode is going to be very special, and it's kind of special to me in some parts because, for example, online versus in person, when we first talked about this episode. But this one's going to be a little bit more special because the fact is, it's going to be about scams versus non-scams. People who really want to buy your stuff online versus people who are trying to take advantage of you. And I have an example here. So, a couple, like in the summertime, I kept getting notifications that someone really wanted to buy my jewelry. And this was on TikTok. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is exciting. I'm going to have some sales. And they're like, okay, how much this is going to cost? And they were being very persistent for some reason. And this was like, okay, this is cool. They gave me the address, they gave me their, everything. And then they're like, oh, I sent you the money. No, you didn't. I looked right in my account and there was nothing in my account. So, what this lesson is right now is telling you, my wonderful listeners, be careful when you're selling online because there are scammers all over the internet that can try to take advantage of you or try to hack into your accounts or your computer or your bank account. So, what I'm saying, don't be afraid, don't be worried. It's just a cautionary thing for me to give you this advice because I've had maybe 3, maybe 4 people scam me. And then they would come back and say, well, you scammed me. And I said, no, I didn't. I do not have any of your money in my account. I even showed them with my account numbers blanked out so they could not see it. Told them that, look it, I have nothing in here. You said you were interested, and it sounded like in the beginning they were, and then all of a sudden they didn't send me the money. So, my advice for you, my wonderful listeners, is if when you sell online, one big key rule that you have to listen by, because I follow this rule to a T, is if you sell a piece of jewelry, right? You need to get the payment first, then you can send out the piece of jewelry. Makes sense, right? Smart? Yes. On the right track? Double yes. So, the internet versus the scams. I'm on a lot of social media platforms right now. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Thread, I'm on Lemon8, I'm on TikTok, and I'm on Facebook. And I've had scams on Facebook a couple of times. And it was my reaction of getting very excited, like everyone else in this world, trying to, stay afloat. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got a sale. I got an online sale. Great, 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 great. No, not great. Because they're like, hey, I sent you the money. No, you didn't. Never did. Ever. See, this is why I just use my platforms to show my work, but not to sell it necessarily. Because I'd rather sell in person because you get to see the person, you get to talk to the person, and you get to actually make sure that they pay you before they get the materials or the piece of jewelry. It's smarter that way. It really is smarter that way. And I have followed this rule for so long. And I believe in this rule because it saved me from getting scammed, potentially scammed, not fully scammed, but close enough. And then your emotions get the best of you and you feel really sad, but you know what? There's always another opportunity knocking. So don't fret, don't be sad. Yes, you feel stupid, yes, but you know what? It's okay to feel those emotions because we are artists and we are trying to express our work through what we do. And now the second thing I would like to talk to you guys about on here tonight is when you're doing art shows, always make sure you have your cash box, all your essentials for your tools, and your supplies so that if something goes with making something for someone, like I always bring my ring making stuff, all the beads, the wires, the tools, and I always have my ear wire ready to go. I have all my essential tools that I use for everything. If a bracelet doesn't fit the right way, I can custom fit it for you. I can custom size it for you. I can make it feel like perfect on your wrist. And I do this with every art show. I always bring all my materials. Now, number one thing you also have to do when you do art shows is basically bring home your cash box with you. Always have it with you at all times. Bring it home with you at the end of your shows of the night. Then bring it back to the next day and the next day. And I have a lockbox that actually has a key. So they can't basically get in unless I don't know how they would do it. But, anyways, but that's my number one rule. And always make sure you don't count your money in public. Do it when you get home. It's more safe and it's more respectful to do so. And always research the art show's fees because sometimes they don't send out the email right away and you get worried that the time and the date and the deadline is so fast you didn't even realize it. So always buy your table fee early when it comes out, when it first comes out. Click that registration fee and do the work and get the money that you deserve. And another thing is really important too, or fun to do, is having your stuff networked on like a TV, news, a special news thing that they do for art shows to help kind of like get the ball rolling for the art crawl and stuff. I mean, it's the coolest thing in the world. I was on TV once and I loved it. Now I just hand off my a couple of pieces of jewelry and I let them kind of do that segment of a TV thing for the art crawl. And I just tell you, it's really exciting to see. They'll send you a link and then all of a sudden you see your jewelry and you're like, oh my gosh, it's my jewelry on live TV. That is so cool. And I've been on live TV before and it's kind of fun. It's exciting. But man, oh man, I had to do that for one of my artist friends, and I had to wake up extremely early because they film at a certain time in the morning. And I did this to support my art friend because this means the world. She's never been on TV before. She said she was nervous, but she did a fantastic job. I have her like a little bit of a recording of her doing that segment for the art crawl for WCCO Channel 4, I think it is. Uh, but yeah, that is like the coolest thing in the world. And networking your business is a big deal because you're representing your identity, your brand of who you are. Like, for instance, like I said a couple segments back, that I just ordered a custom canvas bag with my logo on it for the first time. I've never had that before. I'm ecstatic. I have a lot of different orders coming in from Amazon, so I'm very excited about that. Um, And like I said, sometimes when you do art shows too, is a great thing to have is always be next to someone that you're friends with. And that when you have to go to the bathroom, that person can watch your stuff, or if you need to take a break and walk around for a minute and come back, perfectly okay. As long as your friends watching your booth and everything like that, you should be perfectly okay. And always dress professionally. Make yourself look very presentable. Do your hair the night before or the night, like take a shower, do all your makeup, your everything, and wear a cute outfit and wear some of your pieces that you can wear. I mean, that's what I do at for that. And sorry. Um, what else? Let's see. Yeah, so basically, oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. I'm spacing out tonight. Another thing you can do for art shows or sales in general is I use for my business is Cash App. It is a very well like app that's really well deserved. And I also use Venmo, and I also use a card reader, a Square card reader. You can get those, I think, at Target or Amazon. I'll post the link down in the comments about that, so you'll see the description of where to find all these great resources for doing art shows and fairs and stuff. Because that's what I use. I use Cash App and Venmo, and then I have a card reader. And my card reader, whenever I get money through, it goes into my Cash App, so it stays there, and it's my money to use to make more jewelry, to get more materials, to invest in bigger things. Like this summer, I invested in the coolest thing I've ever done in my entire life was a tent, pop-up tent, a 10 by 10 pop-up tent for my outdoor art shows. And I swear to you, it is like a life changer. It is so nice to have my own. And once again, the spring art crawl is coming around in 4 or 5 months from now. And I'm excited because the spring is really a fun opportunity to do art shows, indoors and outdoors. And I always look forward to the Strawberry Fest in Afton. I look forward to doing the Market Fest in White Bear, Minnesota. I love doing that. And, having that kind of resources helps. Um, but I can't really disclose of the Market Fest because that's a little bit more complicated and it's kind of a personal thing. I can't really disclose on that. I apologize on that. But that is what I've got with this podcast tonight. I've been pretty creative tonight. I've made some new pieces for my next collection. Cannot give you any details because it's a surprise. I will be releasing it once I have enough for my collection, enough bracelets, earrings, and rings, and I'll post it on TikTok and people can see it. I'm really excited for that. I have the name for the collection, I just can't release it yet because I want it to be a surprise, because I want all my listeners to see my video of my jewelry. I am basically going to put that in the comments of my TikTok shop or my TikTok account or my TikTok uh, profile and all that, so you can see all the videos that I do. And uh, we can also talk about social medias and how to post your photos on there too. That's always a great resource to do. And what else? My listeners. Well, I feel like that is pretty much what I got so far with I've been explaining everything, and there'll be ways for you to reach out to me. Like I said, you can comment on YouTube and any of my social medias. I can put the links there so you can comment and reach out to me to ask me any questions you guys have for this segment tonight. Emma's Jewelry Talk. And I'm so glad you guys could join me this evening. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Stay tuned for the next episode that will come on next tomorrow night. This is Emma's Pretty Gems here, signing off. Have a good night, guys.